Hi, it's Dorothy here with That's Scrapbooking. Here's our next project, subscription scrapbooking. Join me and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Scrapbooking. Thank you. See you in a bit. Bye. Hello, this is Dorothy with Scrapbooking, and I am going to put together the May layout. So that's May 2022. So I'm just going to set my little photo placeholders aside, and since each month gets two-page layouts, I'm going to go ahead and cut the stickers apart here. Not really necessary because it's not really confusing. You know, there's not so many things and it's not several layouts. So I always take my instructions and fold them in half. And usually I never read the instructions. I just go by the picture, but I'm going ahead and reading it. It says collect your base pages and your die cuts and your stickers and the pre-cut pieces. And if you have your pictures that you want to use for this layout, then go ahead and you can put them in place as you're making the layout. So good for you if you're that ahead. I'm never that ahead. But you know, that's how it goes with me. Well, so I was going to go ahead and cut the die cuts apart just like I did the stickers, and I thought, oh man, you know, there's just not all that many die cuts to do that, so let's just pop them out and get it over with. So I'm going ahead and pulling out layout one's die cuts. We have a real pretty scallop there, and these beautiful flowers that are in peach colors in various shades, and the pretty yellow. And we've got some journaling strips that are going to go on the page, and then so that's layout one. Now these are for layout two, so I decided to, since there's so few pieces, let's just pop them out. Go ahead, get rid of all the little holes and slots in the tags, and get rid of that one sheet. So you always want to check and make sure you've got all your pieces off your carrier sheets before you throw them out. There's my base pages and my stickers and my die cuts and my pre-cut pieces. So I'm putting that aside for layout two. Here's my base page for layout one, and it's nice, simple, nice light dots going around all around the edges, and I love the little lines because it really helps for your layout. And I went ahead and forced the issue, so if the measurements don't exactly come to the line, I went ahead and used the lines because it's just easier. Then you know you're getting it on there straight. So I always like to use my layout mat from Close to My Heart because it's got the inches going along the side, and you can just kind of eyeball, you know, just exactly where to put things. See, I'm using the line here, and I'm going over about a ½ inch. So the layout mat just makes it so easy. So it's got the inches on one side, and the flip side, of course, is our foam that is perfect for doing stamping. You get a nice cushy surface to get a real good impression on your stamping. So the 3x4 is going next to the 4x4 frame, that picture frame that is even with the bottom. And then I'm taking the 3x3 I'm taking the scallop and snugging it right up against the bottoms of the picture. I guess they're mats, they're not frames, the picture mats. So there's, excuse me, the picture mats, and then I'm going to go ahead and put the reminder photo mat here, photo placeholder for the 4x4. And then I'm going to grab a 3x4. and put it on its photo mat. So you just get a little 1/8 of an inch show of color around the edges. And like I said, the colors that they're using, excuse me, here are pretty neutral. I mean, there's a lot of pictures that can go with this layout. So it's really kind of summery or a springy even. So I'm just kind of looking at my instructions while I'm figuring out which pieces are going to go where. So I've got my little flowers there, and then there's a yellow flower that's going there. And look at those real pretty leaves. So you could put the leaves down first and then pop up your flowers. But I am going to use some foam tape. You can actually rip this. It's pretty easy to rip. But I went ahead and used my microtip scissors. Must-have tool. Absolutely. The Teflon-coated microtip scissors are a must for scrapbooking and card making. Just such good, sharp, precise scissors. So I'm popping up my kind of peach color flower, and I'm putting it at the end of my peach color scallops. And then the little flower, I'm kind of just putting some Tombow on that one and putting it on top of the flower. So then I can take one of the leaves. I'm just trying to figure out which leaf goes where, and that's going to get tucked under the flower. The stem is going to get tucked under the flower and go flat. It's always nice to have dimension. When you're crafting with paper, you want to add dimension if you can, just for interest's sake. So here's the other group of leaves that's going to getting tucked under the couple of flowers there. And then we've got some hearts that are going to go, and they're little pink hearts, super pale pink hearts, or even pale peach. They kind of look pinky to me though. So another leaf is going to go with this little bouquet to just kind of fill out with greenery. So I'm trying to tuck it under. If this is why putting leaves down first is a good idea, but it doesn't make any difference. So you can, if it's bumping into the foam tape, then just cut off the piece and tuck it under. No problem. No problem at all. There's always a fix to things. So we have another leaf that's going to go there, and it just kind of nicely it balances. So you've got the 2 flowers and then 4 leaves coming out of there. And then this is for just kind of adding color to the bouquet. So this is the finery, sort of like the baby's breath. When you're making a live bouquet, you want to have, your flowers and then your strong greenery, and then the baby's breath is just kind of the real light background. Okay, so now I'm starting with the top point of interest. So we've got a little scallop, a little miniature scallop, which is a nice repeating pattern from the bottom, which, when you're doing design, you want to do some repeating patterns just for interest and consistency's sake. Just makes the whole layout make more sense to you. So once again, I'm adding a little elevation to the larger floral and then putting the yellow floral, the smaller one, sticking to the larger one, just so that you can, show some dimension once again. And that's just a flower in front of another flower, just like you'd find in a bouquet. So I'm adding the little group of leaves and then also some of the smaller leaves. So you can tell there's considerable difference in size because it's just tinier up top. You don't want the real heavy parts of your design up on top. It just kind of makes the picture kind of off balance and too top heavy. So pretty, right? It's pretty. So I'm putting in little teensy piece under the yellow flower just to kind of make it so it's not bent. So there we go. That's a good start. And what I missed here was putting the "you mean to me." So that's part of the title, obviously. So I'm taking a little bit of the stickum away from the excuse me, from the little banner, the little heart banner that's getting hung over the flower. I mean, over the flower. Goodness. Can you tell it's early morning? On top of the picture. So if you have pictures and you've already put your picture down, you can put it right on top of your picture if you want. But I always make it so that it's not sticking directly to the picture and the picture can be slid up underneath any kind of sticky banner. So that's kind of your choice. I don't know what my lights are doing, but they're going wonky. So another little heart. So we have a pretty consistent look, and yet the yellow flowers are on opposite sides. Just kind of really adds a balance to both of the little floral bouquets. It's very calming for the eye too. So I'm just kind of taking the stickum off. I'm kind of just rubbing it with my finger and getting rid of the sticky. So there's a lot of white space in there. That's where the title goes. So we'll do that in a little bit. Okay, so page 2. Going to do the same thing where we add just a little bit of stickum. So you can tell the only place where there aren't dots, the dotted border, is on the left-hand side of the page. So those two edges for the 2 pages go continuously without any kind of border in between. So we're doing the same thing on this page. It's coming down 4 1/4 inches, so we can put it right along that line there, so it will line up perfectly with the first page. So there we go, just so you can see. The lines just match up perfectly. So here's our scallop, and the scallop is nice because the detail to the scallop is that it kind of has a watercolored look. It's kind of a wash look. And I'm just putting the border down, and then I put my 3x4 in place. So there we have it. Then I put down the photo placeholders for the 3x4 and also for the 4x4. Not necessary if you've got your pictures. Guess what? You can put them directly on your photo mat and not even have to worry about using the photo placeholders. Now you could, if you wanted to, and you cut your picture slightly smaller than 4x4, then you could have actually a double border of the, that sort of looks like desert rose to me, and white. That's just kind of up to you. And since we've got lines on this paper, you could actually use the lines for your journaling rather than having white on white. But up to you, your choice. You know, these little strips are just a little place for the journaling to hang out, but it's up to you if you want to go directly on the paper. And I'm just kind of putting them not all lined up in a row, because they don't have to be lined up in a row. So there we've got a place for our journaling, but you've got a lot of other places for journaling on this paper. So there's a little tag that goes up on top here, and it's got a place for the date. So you always want to put your date. You always want to put who's in the pictures and what you're doing. And then anything beyond that, feelings, special day, just exactly what was going on that day, you know, that's up to you. But at least put your date and put the people in the pictures, so that you know 20 years from now, who was that? You know, I see that with different school friends that Philip has in pictures, and it's like, you know, 20 years from now, am I going to remember who that kid is? You know, probably not, because a lot more kids will come in after that. So you don't have to write a book, so don't be intimidated by journaling, but just put in at least your basics, at least. So our floral is going down towards the bottom. You can see it in the instructions up there. There's a little floral down at the bottom. You could put it at the end of the picture, similar to the page on the left-hand side, but they have it just for interest. And this is actually the repeated pattern from the top of the page. So we've got that little miniature scallop that's going down there, along with a little heart. So this is the kind of diagonal from the left-hand picture. So we're adding our leaves. And there's some of the little yellow pieces that go. I don't know why I'm puzzled here, but that happens a lot. Just saying. So there we go. And there's a stronger green down at the bottom. So that kind of gives a nice strong bottom to the picture. I'm adding just a little bit of height to my yellow flower. There we go. So I've got the world to me over, that's the rest of the title from page 1. So now I need to put you mean the. So my title makes sense. So those cute little light yellow, well, yellowish green leaves are adding to the little bouquet. So it's not a boring bouquet. There's lots of colors going in there, lots of different greens. So there we've got our page 2, and I need to bring back page 1 so I can put the beginning of the title here. And what's nice is this doesn't have to get lined up all in a row. It's kind of meant to go a little wonky. Yay, I'm all for wonky. And it's kind of making an arc there. I want to get all those little inside pieces out. So there's our little arc with the dot, dot, dot. And I think that I've got all the pieces. It looks like everything's off of the sticker sheet. So yay. There's our layout. Now the thing that you can do is, you've got a good layout here. It's basic, it's got place for your pictures, it's got design elements, and the title. So now if you want, you can add as much. You can either leave it like this or you can add stuff to it. So if you have embellishments in your stash, like these were from the Hope and Kindness, and they just happened to be on my table here from those. And so I went ahead and grabbed a couple of the hearts, and I went and got my coral tri-blend marker, and I'm going to color the wood hearts with the coral so that they kind of match. Now we've got hearts on here from the stickers, so the hearts, wood hearts, just totally make sense. I was going to try to do the green, but I just didn't like the green, so I stuck with the coral blend. And I'm using the medium color. I was just kind of, you know, which one do I want? Do I want the lighter, the darker? So, I mean, if you're using the same color, then you can color over it with a darker. You know, since you've got 3 colors to choose from on the one color. You have 3 shades to choose from on the one color. So I'm using the medium coral blend. And then it's like, you know what? It just doesn't stick out quite enough. So by adding the darker coral blend to it, it kind of matches the edge of the picture mats. So I can go over the wood again, even though I colored it in the medium. I can go over the wood with the darker color and deepen that coral. So, you know, I love these tri-blend markers that you get the exact same color but in different shades. So I thought I'd add Tombow, but that's not really going to cut it. So I end up sticking the wood pieces down with my liquid glass because that's about as tough as you can go for a glue. Story of my life, the nozzle's always clogged up because I don't clear the nozzle out before I put the cap on. I would suggest that you do that. You can knock it on the... Okay, so I just put a little liquid glass on there, took a little bit of the excess off by rubbing it on the paper, and I'm adding it to the second place, the second heart over here. And it just adds a little something to the, you know, kind of highlighting the title. You know, unnecessary, but if you want to use up some of your embellishments, there you go. So I hope that you like this first layout. I'll be doing the second layout momentarily. And, you know, if you like my channel, please subscribe and ring the bell, and would love to, you know, hope you give me a thumbs up, and, you know, please leave a comment and, you know, ask questions. And, you know, I appreciate you watching my videos. So layout 1 for May, subscription scrapbooking. Thanks. Bye-bye. Hi, I'm Dorothy Smith. Thanks for watching my video, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel and learn along with me. Thanks. Bye-bye.